Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Dude, here with a brand new video for you guys today, and welcome to my channel. Do all the things the algorithm likes, like the video, comment, and subscribe. So today's video, we're going to talk about, why do you guys have a hard time getting to 5 stacks? It's very, very common for me to see in other content creators' live streams. I usually only watch like Twitch streams, so like I'm watching Athena, watching Pro League, watching Pingu, people like that. I'm also watching Ammunition, which he plays, and Just Goat, but say Geo Goat. But anyways, watch like some Siege content creators, and one of the most common things I see in their chat by a number of people all the time, every single day. It's not like just once every single day. Is how come I can't find a 5 stack? How come I'm not getting invited to teams? Because they'll see like content creators who do live streams, and they'll see people are sending them invites after they their matches ends, and they're like, how come that's not happening to me? So today's video, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how come you guys are having a hard time getting invites, why you having a hard time making friends, and how come you're not getting to 5 stacks. Now, this partly is a discussion that started because of Rainbow Six Siege, but this is also a thing when it comes to Warzone, when it comes to regular 666s in Call of Duty, Valorant, CSGO, Apex. How come you're solo queuing Apex? Any game where it's multiplayer, you might be a solo player wondering the exact same question on how come you can't get to a thing, to a full stack. So we're gonna talk about that in this video. Maybe this will help you guys out. Maybe you'll change your approach to things because of the things I say in this video. And this is going for someone who voluntarily plays solo and voluntarily plays with friends. I have the option to do both. So I'll let you guys know what helps with me and what will help for you and things like that. Usually you get a cutter response from a content creator where it's like, oh, you just play the game. If you play the game, eventually you'll make friends, which is true, but it's also pretty cutter. So let's get to the video that has a gameplay as you talk about the situation. So when it comes down to it, there's a lot of variables that come into the equation on of how come you guys are having a hard time meeting people and making friends and getting invited to things. And a lot of this also kind of goes to you as a person. Are you someone who people want to hang around? Are you someone people want to talk to? Are you someone who people want to game with? How are you in tough situations? When it comes to some games, yeah, it is about being good, but no one cares how good you are at a video game if your presence is frustrating, your presence is annoying, if they don't want to be around you. So when it comes to these games, are you toxic? Are you a toxic player? Are you a toxic person when it comes to your comms? Those kind of things will weigh in on whether people will send you invites to their games, whether people send you invites to, after a game and we're solo queuing and things like that. What kind of person are you? Are you the kind of person who, if one person does bad in a game, are you shouting at them, calling them trash, and are you constantly talking about how you're carrying things like that? What's your mentality? If you lose one round, are you like massively pissed off after just one round is 0-1, or you're losing your mind? Your mentality, are you toxic? These things matter a lot, and why you guys are or aren't getting into lobbies, why you guys are or aren't getting into 5 stacks and getting invited to games. People don't want to deal with it. People want to be able to enjoy themselves and have fun while also being competitive. If someone's having a hard game, they know. You don't have to tell someone that they're doing bad. They know they're doing bad because we're all human, and we all have those moments where it's like, I could be doing a lot better here. Everyone who plays games knows a situation where they could be a lot better. They don't need you to tell them that they're dog shit. They don't need you to tell them that they can step it up. They know. Instead of being toxic, it's almost your approach. If you see someone on your team who's having a hard time, ask them questions like, yo, so what's going on? And depending on what their answer is, you don't have to use profanity towards these people all the time. And again, this leads to people not wanting to game with you. People don't want to put up with it. That's just kind of when it comes down to it. The next thing when it comes to why you guys might be not getting into invites, why you're not making friends, is comms in general. Are you in game chat? A lot of y'all don't even have your mics on. A lot of y'all aren't in game chat. A lot of y'all in your party chats with your friends aren't even playing the same game as you. A lot of y'all just aren't talking. So if you're not talking, people don't know if they should or shouldn't even care about your existence because you're not communicating. What happens in a lot of games when you're solo queuing and you're doing good on comms, like you're doing good call outs and you're being communicative with your team, and you get a good mindset, you're pretty positive. People want to play with you because it's like, hey, this guy has good comms. I want to freaking kill this guy again. A lot of times if you watch Twitch streamers who will solo queue, you hear them say that, like, yo, this man had good comms. I wish I could stay hang out with them, but this is a solo queue series, so I can't freaking, queue up with them. But I wish I could because I had good comms. And they'll say things like when they play on the main account or their Smurf account that they will join teams who have good comms. So you have to have good comms. You gotta be in the game chat. Even if you're in a duo, you and your duo should be in game chat, not just as a duo in a party chat. A lot of things that I see as someone who plays on two platforms, playing PC and playing on Series X. When I play on Series X and I'm solo queuing or duo queuing, people will send us party invites instead of just talking in game chat. That tells us that either two team are in a duo or they're a three stack. Just go into game chat. You don't have to leave your party and go in game chat. Just hit the option to switch to game chat and talk in game chat. You don't have to send people party invites. So when that's a big thing. It's definitely a huge situation when talking about how come you're not making friends, how come you're not getting put into 5 stacks and things like that when you're not even talking in games. People can't know that you're a cool person to hang out with, to game with, and things like that if you're not talking. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you're about. If you're sitting there quietly, they can't tell anything. They're not gonna want to invite you. Who cares if you got freaking 10 kills? You're not communicating. It's like, okay, cool, this guy freaking baited his way to 10 kills or whatever. Who cares? Let's re-queue and see what happens next, because they're not gonna invite you because you got 10 kills. It's not a big deal, So you have to figure out what it is about you people might not like, and also you gotta talk. So the next thing when it comes to how come you guys aren't getting invited to games, how come you guys aren't in 5 stacks, what's the struggle is here is a lot of y'all just aren't even actually playing the game. A lot of y'all are watching content creators. You're watching Twitch streams, you're watching YouTube videos and things like that. You're not even really playing the game. You can't make friends without playing the game. As like I said before, beginning of this video, yes, it's a cookie cutter comment from content creators that say, just play the game, you'll make friends. But it's also a true statement. You have to be playing the game to meet people. You can't meet people if you're not playing the game. You have to put yourself in, this is a general life situation. You have to put yourself into position for things to happen for you in order for it to happen. If you want to make friends, you have to put yourself in a position to where you can make friends. If you want to get people to invite you to games, you got in a position to be invited to games. A lot of my friends want to play games with me, and I tell them all the time, if you want to game with me, just let me know. Just send me a message. If you see me online, be it on PC, on Xbox, send me a message saying, hey, you want to play this? I'm cool with it. I don't even care if I'm playing a different game. I could be playing freaking a single player game on my own business, and you want to play some freaking Overwatch, just let me know. It doesn't matter. Be available. You gotta be available. And again, I feel like the strongest thing in this video to point out is you as a person. You as a person will dictate a lot of why you will or won't be invited to a party. Me personally, I have no interest in game with somebody who's toxic. I just don't care. If you're a loudmouth, I don't want to game with you. I'm trying to hear comms. I'm trying to be cool and patient and things like that. I don't need someone shouting in my ear when I'm trying to freaking roam around the freaking map. I don't need someone shouting in my ear when I'm trying to sound horse someone in Call of Duty or Halo. You have to be people who are who we play with. One of my friends has a friend who I hate gaming with. I will here and there because of like Warzone, but that's pretty much it. I don't game with him, with my friends, but friend any other game, because he's a loudmouth. He's annoying. He's always shouting. He's always like throwing like a lot of profanity out. And us being 4 of us in our little group are black guys, and he's like the only one who's constantly throwing the N-word around. And me as a content creator, I don't want to hear that all the time as a content creator. You listen to my streams and my views on YouTube. I don't say it. So not only do I not say it, I don't want to hear my friends saying it all the time either when it comes to my content. So he's like constantly shouting, constantly calling people bitches and the N-word this, N-word that. And it's like, I don't want to hear all this nonsense, this over communication that's happening when I'm trying to play video games, which also is a reason why you might not get invited to games. Over communicating. Comms are important, but also if you're saying things in comms that kind of hinder your team more than help your team, you might not get invited to another game. Because you're sitting there, let's say you're playing on Clubhouse and you're doing a church and Arsenal freaking defense, and your team's trying to freaking like sound horror, and you're just constantly shouting on them blue. They heard you the first time. If you keep going there blue, there blue, there blue, there blue, it's like you're just repeating yourself. And no one else can hear anything else going on. They can't hear that someone's coming down the main stairs. They can't hear that someone just pop hatch. And even someone is going to call it out, like, hey, they just pop hatch. They can't hear that call out because you're still in the corner going, they're in blue, they're in blue, and they're blue, they're in blue. It's like, we heard you. we heard you. We're all wearing decent enough headsets and earpieces and IEMs to be able to hear the first call out, and you know, put some bass in your voice and things like that. Don't scream, but we hear you. So another thing that will help you make friends and get invited to things is, again, this is all goes back to mentality. This video is mostly about mentality. Is if you're a good player, don't put you being a good player over everyone else. Don't make you being a good player seem like you are the master key, the master of the game, that you're the IGL and you're all these different things. People don't want to play with you if you seem like you're too, I don't know what the word is. We're not talking about sweaty, but like we're talking about you're way too arrogant to be around. You're way too arrogant to game with. And you have a 7-kill game when your teammates are all at freaking 2 kills and you're shitting on them and things like that. No, people want to play with good players who respect the work and effort by the rest of the team. So let's say, here's a situation. This is a real situation that I had with my friends playing Siege. We're playing Siege and I'm popping off. I got like 15 kills, and one of my buddies, you know, he's struggling. He has like 1 or 2 kills, and you know, he's like, man, I did bad that game. And I'm like, nah, you did good. You actually had some really good call outs, which he did. He might have not been getting like a lot of frags. He might have been dying a lot, but he was getting a lot of calls. And me, as the person who's topping the leaderboard, I'm not talking about, yo, I just went in, I carried y'all asses and shit like that. No, I'm like, yo, good calls. Like, that was some good calls. A lot of my kills came off good calls and good droning and you know, good spotting with the cams and things like that. So if you're a good player, give credit back to your teammates who are doing good, that leads to facilitating for you to perform the way that you perform, because this is a team game, and very, very few people are Boilo who's getting out here and getting frags by himself regardless of his freaking team. Very few people are like Athena, who can also do the same thing, or like Newers from Oxygen, and et cetera, et cetera. There's individual people who play it on a pro level who can do things like that. But a lot of people, if you're playing from freaking bronze to freaking like even like up to plat 1 to plat 2, a lot of the things that you do are being facilitated by your teammates, and you couldn't do what you're doing without them, even if they're struggling, even if they're doing bad. And so give them credit, especially if they're support players, because playing support kind of sucks. Like, if being honest, like, people love it sometimes, but being support, you can play literally 6 rounds of Siege and not even see a single person. My brother, who's part of my group, we often have games where he doesn't even get a kill or death because he kind of just plays support. And again, when you play support and you get people who are doing good at fragging and popping off, you might not see a single kill. Again, this is a game mode where there's only 5 people on each team and 1 kill per round. So you can have situations where your support just isn't even seeing any engagements, and it get boring. It can be lame. So show them some love. You know, be positive. People are drawn to a positive mindset. Whether you're winning or you're losing, people are drawn to positive mindsets. If you're playing Apex, playing Valorant, you're playing Call of Duty, you're playing Siege, playing Halo, people are attracted to positive mindsets. People are attracted to people who are cool to hang out, cool to game with. Me personally, if you pop into my lobby, and like if I'm like solo queuing or duo queuing or 3 stacking, or I'm running with 4s, and you know, you seem like a cool person, I'm going to invite you to a game. I'm going to invite you to the party chat. I want to invite you to the Discord. I want to game with you because you seem like you're a cool person. You got decent call outs. I don't care if you're, you know, a great player. That doesn't matter to me. Are you a good teammate? And are you someone who is fine to have around? Because if you're fine to have around, we can get to the highest places. You can get to freaking plat with a decent team of people. You can get to freaking diamond with a decent team of people. You know, you might not hit champion. Well, rank 2.0 you might, but like generally you might not hit champion. But at the same time, video games are all about fun, and you want to have people around you who you can have fun with. And again, that goes back to being toxic, your mentality, and things like that. If you're a toxic player, people can't have fun with you. If people feel like you're too aggressive, people feel like you're too loud, things like that, they don't want to game with you. So we're gonna wrap this video up. This video has been pretty long by itself. And a lot of these things could have been said in a shorter way, but generally when it comes down to why you guys are having a hard time in any multiplayer game finding people to play with, things like that, it's because of your mentality. It's because you're not playing the game. It's because you're not talking in the game. It's because you're not putting yourself in a position to be invited. You know, maybe you have like some settings that kind of ignore the chance to be invited, or if you're getting messages from people and you don't see them, or whatever. You got to put yourself in positions. It's all about you more than anything else when it comes to how come things aren't going a certain way in a video game on the competitive level and things like that. It's mostly about you more than anybody else. Even if you're someone who pops off and you're solo queuing, you're tired of. Look, a lot of people who pop off, you bait your teammates. We all know that a lot of y'all be baiting your teammates a lot, and it's okay. It's okay to do some baiting here and there, but not everybody is as good as they think they are when it comes to the fact that they're getting double-digit freaking kills. And it's like, how many of those games are you losing? If you're losing a lot of games or you double-digit kills, it means your kills don't mean anything. It means that the kills that you have aren't valuable because they're not winning rounds. You're not winning your 1vx's and things like that. You're just getting, you know, some kills here and there, or you're losing 1vx's more so than not. Maybe you're in a 1v3 and you get 2 and then you die and things like that. So you are a big key factor in why games go the way they go for you in particular, why you're not getting invited to games, why you're not making friends, why you're not in 5 stacks. A lot of that starts with you. So think about those kind of things. Maybe change up how you are as a person. Put yourself out there more. Do LFGs. You know, go to Discords. Every major game has its own Discord, and there's likely some people looking for games in there. Look on Reddit. Go into Twitch streamers Twitch chats. You might find people in Twitch chats with streamers who, you know, might be looking for some friends. Smaller Twitch channels. Bigger Twitch channels have their own other content creators who they game with, their own friends, other pro players. But smaller Twitch channels might be looking for more people to play with. So go to small Twitch channels and small YouTube channels and see what if they need another person or two if you're a duo and things like that. Put yourself out there to be invited, and you will be invited. With all of that said, as if this video, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoy it. Do all things Algorithm, some boy Anubis. Follow me on Twitch, links from Osbell, sometimes play Siege, some Halo. Currently, we're playing a lot of Hogwarts Legacy. When we beat that, you might start seeing some more FPS games roll back in until the next single player game, the next big single player game comes out. Because I'm a variety streamer, so I play a variety of different games, and usually I kind of just go back to playing shooters whenever there's like a drought in single player content. So come by, links come out monster below. So that's my link tree, which has like all my links from like YouTube, Twitter, social media, like Instagram, and you know, all that kind of stuff. But I'll catch you out to the next one. Y'all stay safe. Be constant with other people. I'm out here. Deuces.